Once again, all week long, we have been enjoying the video that Kendrick Perkins posted on his Instagram of his son when he was 7. He's now 9. Just, I guess for lack of a better word, dominating in AAU basketball. That is Big Perk's son. And we have enjoyed watching this and enjoyed your pride in it as you take a look at that walk. We did not get Shefty and Lewis's thoughts on this earlier this morning. Lewis, give me a scouting report here because we could be looking at a 3 technique someday.
Look, man, my man's got some size now. Perk, he's 9 years old now?
Wow.
Yeah, he's 9 now.
9 years old, huh? Yeah, I've got a 9-year-old boy who's going to be 10 at the end of this month who plays some ball too, and he went up against a guy who looked like that in his last championship last year. I hope he's out here in the living room watching the game, watching this right now, if he's not in school upstairs in the bedroom, because I'm going to ask him, I'm going to be like, what could you have done with Kendrick? Because he looks like a beast. I should bring him in here right now so he can watch this. I don't know if he's watching this, but I need to light a fire under him. This may be the perfect video for it. This may be the perfect one.
He's got that strut going. He's got that swagger going. He's already taller and bigger than me. Very good. I wish Perk were my dad. I got short shrifted there, man.
This is more recent video again. And look at Big Perk coaching. Look at him coaching. I love it. Thank you, Big Perk, for sharing your family with us. We have enjoyed it this week. Game of the night last night was a double overtime thriller with the Nets and the Cavaliers, and Kyrie Irving back after missing 7 games. And
you know, we'll have good nights, we'll have great nights, but it's how we galvanize this group together and how we sacrifice and compromise for the greater good.
Great glimpses. You know, we started off the game very, very, very good. Just the entire game, we just got to find a way to get stops when we need to.
It felt perfect. It felt like we belong together. This journey together is going to be fun. You know, it was a tough first start, and especially it was an up and down game for us. But you know, I like where we are.
a fascinating night. And here's the big fella, always fascinating with Kendrick Perkins. Big Perk, so much to unpack. What's your number one takeaway from last night?
Well, the number one takeaway is this, Greeny. Look, I know I was talking about who was going to be the Batman, who was going to be the Robin, and who was going to be Alfred, right? Kyrie came back and said, I'm Batman. He took almost 30 shots last night. He is not sacrificing.
Took 14, again, in a game that went to double overtime. What's the right formula? If we're all going to be sitting here paying attention to how many shots they each take on a given night, what is the right formula, in your opinion, for them to be at their best?
Well, Greeny, if you look at all the big threes that were formed and had success, each one of those guys sacrificed. And I strongly believe, look, they got 10 points out of the bench last night. You have a guy in Joe Harris that you paid $72 million to because he's able to shoot the lights out. They're going to need Joe Harris in the playoffs. And right now, the way that the Nets are playing ball is just a 3-man team on the offensive end. They got to spread the wealth. They got to give these guys confidence. If I'm Steve Nash, I got to go in this locker room and address the word sacrifice. I got to address it, Greeny. And look, I would play Kyrie as a 6-man role type deal. Not saying I wouldn't start him, but I would bring him in with that second unit and just let him rock out because he has no plans on passing the ball, so you have to let him do what he do when KD and James Harden is not on the floor.
You make an interesting point. And the game was played. It took 58 minutes on the floor last night, and the Nets got 10 points off their bench. Cleveland got 44. Off of their bench, so that's the difference. And then the other side of this is Cleveland comes into the game, a big fella, with the worst offense in the NBA, and the Nets gave up 147 points to them. How much of a concern is defense for this group?
It's very concerning. Right now, the Brooklyn Nets couldn't guard senior citizens at Reese from the field, 50% from the three. That's not going to cut it. And look, I had major concerns when they traded Jared Allen. I said, man, they going to really miss him. And they are. Last night, Steve Nash had to move Kevin Durant to the 5, and that didn't work out well. So with that being said, they having to march to one, add depth, go out and get some players because DeAndre Jordan is not the same DeAndre Jordan that we saw with the Clippers. And Steve Nash and his coaching staff are going to have to reconstruct and do something different scheme-wise because that drop coverage for a center is just not going to get it.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.